Today we're going to talk about the Hersey-Blanchard situational theory of leadership. Developed between the 1970s and 80s, the theory says that leadership depends on the situation and that no one style of leadership works. Leadership is about learning when to use each style to effectively influence others, according to the Center for Leadership Studies. In this theory of leadership, a leader assesses the situation mainly by looking at their followers and assesses the followers based on 4 levels of maturity, based on both their willingness to do tasks and their competence at the tasks. In other words, you assess both how difficult the task is and how willing followers are to complete it to find their readiness level. And they identify 4 levels of readiness: R1, R2, R3, and R4. There are 4 major styles of leadership that conform to these 4 levels of readiness. The first is telling. This is contrasted with the R1 level of readiness and involves high direction and high support for a person who is both low in competence and low in enthusiasm to complete tasks. Number 2 of leadership styles is selling. This is sort of comparable or goes along with an R2 level of readiness. This person gets both high support and high direction, and the leader recognizes that they have a high level of enthusiasm but a low level of competence for the particular task. The third style of leadership compares to the R3 level of readiness. This involves a person who's highly confident but is in a low level of engagement, and involves low direction but high support for doing the task. Finally, the fourth kind of leadership goes along with R4 level of readiness. This involves a person who is both highly competent and highly enthusiastic about completing tasks, and involves low direction and low support. A word, though, which is that although there are these different styles, Hersey and Blanchard do point out that this is for each individual situation, and that means each follower can have a different level of readiness, and therefore, within each team, a leader might have to use different styles of leadership for each follower, although that is not always the case. Great. In this scenario, a special education department at a school is rolling out new procedures for conducting and finishing individual education plans. The leader in this scenario will be played by me and will deal with a department that has at least 4 individual followers. These people will demonstrate each level of readiness, and we will go through each, therefore, corresponding style of leadership, from telling to selling, to participating to delegating. In this first scenario, we will demonstrate the telling style of leadership. This compares with readiness level 1. In this particular case, the person who is the follower demonstrates a low level of competency and a low level of enthusiasm. Therefore, the leader responds with a high level of direction and a low level of support. In this case, trust in them to complete the project without the involvement of the leader. Nancy, can you come in? All right, Nancy, I'd like to talk to you about the IEP procedures. Now, they're new. I know you've been out of teaching for a while, and this kind of stuff can be overwhelming. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to sit down with me. We're going to go through one right now, step by step, to make sure you understand the process, so in the future, you can do it on your own. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Great. Let's get started. In this second part, we will present selling. In selling, the leader recognizes that the follower is at an R2 level of readiness, meaning that they have a high level of enthusiasm but a low level of competence to complete the task. The leader then engages in a strategy that involves a high level of support and a high level of direction. Sometimes this is compared to coaching. Barb, can you come in here? All right, Barb. So, as you know, we have new procedures for doing IEPs, right? Now, I know you love the kids, they're excited, and you're ready to help them, and this is going to help them, right? But I also know that you're a little bit nervous about this. So here, I prepared for you a step-by-step way to do the process. I'm going to let you try to get through an IEP right now, doing the process, and then I'm going to be around here to help you if you have any questions. I'm here ready to help you get through this process, but I know you're going to be able to do it.
Okay.
In this third enactment of the scenario, we will demonstrate participating. This is a leadership style engaged with when the person has an R3 level of readiness. They demonstrate a high level of competence to complete the task but a low level of enthusiasm. Essentially then, the leader will engage in a level of high support, demonstrating their trust in the person to get the job done, and engaging with them in conversation about how to make the process better, but a low level of direction, trusting in their competency. Can you come in? All right, Christina, so I know you went to the conference about the new rules and procedures we're doing for the IEPs, right? I know you've got that. Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to do one, all right, with the new procedures. Give it to me and give me any questions or anything else about how you think we can improve the process so it's easier not just for you, but for everybody in the future, okay? Finally, we will demonstrate delegating. In this scenario, the leader recognizes that the follower has a high level of competency and a high level of enthusiasm. Because of this, the leader trusts the follower without having to give much direction and without having to get much support, knowing that they are already a trusted member of the team as well as a person who cares about the material and is competent in taking out the task. Hi, Marcia. All right. Now, I know you're part of the procedure for rolling out the new rules for IEPs, the new whole procedure of how to write them. I know you can do it, and because of that, I'm wondering if you can finish a sample one, and then you can do a Q&A session with Nancy and Barb, because they need a little bit more support, and I can trust you to do it. Thank you.